What is going on, guys, and welcome to 85 Opportunities. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys slap a like on this video. It really helps out a lot. Subscribe if you're new and turn on the post notification bell so you guys stay up to date with all of our latest and greatest videos. My name is Matthew Maselli.
And I am Carter Getty.
And in today's video, we are going to be talking the internet craze. It is absolutely everywhere on the internet. NFTs.
Yes, we've been seeing an emergence of this field pretty much everywhere now, especially on Twitter, a lot of other social media platforms as well. Big businesses are trying to get into it, and it's just such a valuable market. But before we dive into too many specifics here, why don't you tell us what an NFT actually is?
So I could sit here and tell you, an NFT is a non-fungible token, but that is such a basic answer, and it really doesn't give you any insight into what an NFT actually is. An NFT essentially could become anything. Anything that you want it to be, it could become. If you just build it with a good team and a good platform and a good community, you can literally make anything out of NFTs, and I'm so hyped to see what NFTs can do. On a more technical level, though, if we're talking about what is an NFT stands for non-fungible token. What that means is if something is non-fungible, it's not interchangeable. So no two NFTs will ever be the same because every NFT that's minted on the blockchain has a special encryption on it. So it gives it a unique authenticity, which makes it scarce, and then you can also verify it within seconds because it has that specific code on the blockchain. And the blockchain in general and NFTs and that whole concept is just a crazy thing. It's huge. It's crazy.
Absolutely. You mentioned blockchain there a couple times. Can you talk about that a little bit and really just explain how that works and how that exists in the world?
So, the blockchain as a whole is a very complex system. There's many different blockchains, and what the easiest way I can put it is if the blockchain was the internet and all of websites on the internet are all of the projects and everything built on the blockchain, that's probably the closest comparison I could put it in without getting very technical with all of the blockchain terminology and all of that kind of stuff, because it's really a very complex system, and the blockchain, as years go on, it gets more complex and more complex. More things are being built on it and more advancements, and it's just an ever-growing system of DeFi, and it's crazy. I can't wait to see what happens.
Absolutely. So, and you were talking a lot about developers too. You want to have a project that is going to be backed by something, also that has a roadmap that they're going to be doing things, have exclusive access down the line. But what should people really be looking for in terms of what type of projects they should be investing in?
When you're looking at a project, there are millions of projects out there right now. Everyone is trying to drop an NFT project, and you really got to be cautious on what projects you're getting into, because a lot of people are kind of getting into this space, and they're getting into these projects that become a rug pull or just a scam, or they don't even have any long-term value, and they're seeing their money just being depleted because they're not doing the proper research into what projects are actually beneficial long term. But you really want to look at the dev team. If you have a great team backing it, people that are in this space and they know what they're doing, you're probably going to see some good long term things out of that project. You also want to look for a good community around it. A strong community makes a great NFT. None of these NFTs would be anything without their communities, because they essentially support the whole thing. Without a community, you have nothing. And when you look at it, people are like, oh, the only reason they have value is because so many people want it. But look at so many things in the world right now that if no one wanted it, it would have absolutely zero value. Everything that has a high resale value, such as shoes or something, if no one wanted those things, they wouldn't have any value. It's all about supply and demand, and who's going to be willing to pay that top price for
Absolutely. And on top of that supply and demand, it's really just the shareability too. Not only can you collect these, but you can share them with your friends, and especially in terms of sports NFTs with things like UFC Strike, NBA Top Shot, NFL All Day. They're giving fans the opportunity to own a piece of history and be able to share that with each other. You can make showcases. You can go look at other people's profiles and drop likes on those. So it's just a more interactive way for fans to really get into the collecting side of their fandom. So how does one actually purchase an NFT, and what are there any hidden fees? What really goes behind those purchases?
A lot of people, they try to get into NFTs and they don't really know about how to get an NFT, and there's a lot of different ways you can go about it. You can buy it in an aftermarket sale, in such as a marketplace is OpenSea, SoulSea, LooksRare. There's a tons of different marketplaces out there where you could buy them after they mint. But
Which one would you recommend personally?
I would probably say that OpenSea would be my number one as of right now, just because they're the biggest platform. You can verify projects on there, and like they've just been a very reliable source for a marketplace. I think that LooksRare is really gonna be the next big marketplace. We've really never seen a marketplace that has rivaled OpenSea yet. OpenSea kind of just came about, and they were just the big player in the space. No one has rivaled them, and LooksRare is looking to kind of push them a little bit. We're gonna see in the next few months, maybe within the next year, what marketplace really comes out on top.
Absolutely, it's so early in the game that all of them are fighting to get their foot in the door. 100%.
Yeah, and we're seeing millions and millions of dollars of revenue getting just going in,
just dumped into these systems every day. Especially at the start of the year too, because people were holding off for tax reasons, whatnot. But putting a ton of money into this market, so it is proving itself. I mean, even when other markets are kind of all over the place, this is showing that there is demand and that there is interest within these NFT projects. So what I wanted to talk about next is really the possibilities. Where can these NFTs go, and what other communities and or areas can it affect?
You know, the NFTs can really affect absolutely any area. You have everything from athletes being able to drop their own NFTs and make a little bit extra money, and they can even develop a long-term project with it. But it also just opens up a whole new fan experience. People are buying jerseys, people are buying signed autographed things, and now people are buying these athletes' NFTs. You also have it where, as music artists, they don't have to sign with a record label, and they can make their money off of just dropping an NFT album. They don't have to get into these contracts, and I think that's going to be a detrimental thing to the music industry, like as for a record label side of things.
Absolutely, and that's something that we can explore in a completely different episode. But no, I totally agree with you, because it's really giving these artists the independence that they've always wanted, and kind of avoid that business side of the music industry, and is really giving it back to and putting it in their own hands. So what are some other ones that they might affect?
You can also get it like your individual artists. Artists now are able to put their artwork on the blockchain and become independent artists. They are able to make money off of their skills. It really decentralizes everything, and people are able to make a lot more money off of their own personal skills and what they can do as for themselves. You also have things like you talked about earlier, like NBA Top Shot, NFL All Day, UFC Strike, and all these different sports projects that are coming out that are now adding that new fan experience.
Absolutely, and we are both big sports fans, so that's why we are kind of promoting those a little bit, just because we're both in the spaces. We love just keeping up with all the new pack drops, all the new moments that are coming out, and it's been really good for us as fans to kind of get revitalized within these leagues again.
Yeah, it's really a crazy concept, because you know that like sports cards have been around for a long time.
Absolutely, and like I used to collect cards as a kid. Like I have boxes full of baseball cards just sitting somewhere at my house. But yeah, like I feel like a kid again when I'm opening these. Like it's that same feeling of collecting something that you enjoy watching.
Like I just love opening the packs and like seeing what moment I get next from it, and it just really blows my mind that, you know, that this is all coming about and being mainstream. 2022 is really going to be the year of NFTs. You know, we've seen, we talked about those sports projects, obviously. There's tons of other projects out there, but, you know, as a company-wise, like, we've seen companies emerge that are trying to do all these different NFT products, trying to release NFTs, but Dapper Labs is behind those projects, all those sports projects, and I really think that
we'll put a link in the description to Dapper Labs. Go check them out. They're doing great things in the NFT space, and I'm sure they're going to have much more for the future as well.
Dapper Labs, everything they've done has just turned to gold. I've loved to see what Dapper Labs has been able to do recently, and I really think they are a really big factor in the mainstream push to NFTs to the public, just because
Absolutely.
Like sports are so big. And when you can connect that NFT space, whereas what it was before, where in the early stages of NFTs, you know, not a lot of people knew about it, but all these
nor did they trust it. And when you see somebody or an NFT company or a blockchain that pairs with such a big face such as the NBA, UFC, NFL, those are such reputable sources that people are going to trust putting their money into that because they know what they're getting. They're not going to get scammed. They're not losing any value. Those actually are going to be worth something in the future.
And it's, yeah, you hit it on the head. Like, they're gonna be worth something in the future, and that's the whole thing. You know, people invest their money into things all the times for the future. They want long-term value. You're not able. If I want to buy this, I can hold on to it, and then later on, no matter where I am, at any time of day, I can sell it. It's not, I don't have this physical item that maybe it might get damaged or something. I have this item on the blockchain that it's going to be there forever until I sell it. And it's really just a crazy, crazy concept. Like I said, the year of 2022 is going to be the year of NFTs, and
Hey, you heard it here first. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Something that we did want to talk about that is coming up in the NFT world is a dining club. The Flyfish Dining Club is going to be the world's first NFT restaurant. So you actually have to purchase the NFT to get into this exclusive dining club. They will have exclusive events, dinner parties, cocktail lounges, the whole line. It's just super cool to see that this could possibly open up an entirely new sector within the dining world. And Matthew, what do you think about this?
You know, I think this is crazy because, you know, like I was saying earlier about the utilities with NFTs, this is a utility, a real life utility. Everyone's like, why am I gonna buy this picture of an ape or this picture of a fish? But you get a real life utility. You don't get to go to this restaurant unless you own that NFT. It is a status thing, it is a social thing, and people pay so much money for those types of things. Think about how much money people spend on designer clothes. Why would you not spend all that money on a picture that gets you access to these special events, to these special locations, to these special restaurants, to these special networks? Like, it's really about
networks
networking.
Is even the biggest part, yeah.
Yes.
And I can let you go into more about that, but just being exposed to different people and people that you probably wouldn't even get to have a conversation with if you didn't own one of these. It's almost like a status thing as well. Like, you can show off your NFTs. It's kind of fun to show off. Like, see what other people have. Because you can trade, you can talk about them. It's a conversation starter. So, and I feel like there are much more conversations to be had within this space, and I think that's just about all the content that we were going to cover today. But Matthew, if you want to just talk about what we're going to leave in the description, the links that we kind of talked about within the project, yeah, you can go ahead and take it away right there.
You know, I'm just going to do one last closing remark. I could go on forever about NFTs and like the different possibilities, because there truly is an unlimited amount of possibilities. It's all up to the creators. The more that the creators create, the more possibilities and the more utilities and the more value that there is long term. You know, with that being said, that really wraps it up. I could go on forever. I said it. Like, NFTs are everywhere. They're going to take over. But that about wraps it up for us today. I'm going to leave some links in the description down below to all of the NFT marketplaces we mentioned in this video. I'm also going to leave links to NBA Top Shot, NFL All Day, and UFC Strike. NFL All Day, you guys cannot get in right now, but you can get on the wait list. I'm also going to link Gary V's NFT restaurant, the Flyfish Club. I'm going to link their project, which is crazy.
Crazy. Go check it out. Go check it out. There's different things you can buy in there. But anyway, thank you guys so much for viewing this video. We are 85 Opportunities. Go like and subscribe. Even if you just stumbled upon us, please go like and subscribe. It really helps us out. And well, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Peace.